Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Yo, we've got some huge news here. Check out this official game art from Salto Manga here. He delivered the assets. I tweaked some of this, composition and stuff with all the assets. So I did tweak some of his stuff, so it's not like the exact way he sent it, but this I think is what we're gonna run with for the stream's background for a while. Yo, I'm glad you like it, Squinch. Yeah, all thanks to Salta Manga. We'll give him a shout out here. So I'm super stoked. There's some more stuff. There's a gecko and there's a chasm and there's some fire, so I'll probably be using that mainly for the Steam page, and I do have one title card for the gecko that I want to use, so I'm going to be exporting those later tonight, so I don't have the title cards or the stream cards set for those just yet, but starting tomorrow we should have some. I'm noticing a couple of mistakes here that I erased some stuff on the layer, too much stuff on the layer, so I might have to go re-export some of this stuff. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll have the title cards in place, and then we can kind of continue on. So today's going to be a shorter day. I've got probably a 15+ hour workday tomorrow with lots of travel, so I have to wake up in a couple hours, so I'm gonna only maybe just do some talking and planning for tomorrow and then call it a night, so it'll be short, but hopefully we get some good stuff organized here. And looks like our stream is dropping frames. Oh no, we might be okay. It's dropping frames. Okay. So one thing I want to do, and actually first thing I want to do is move our set position here. We set our lock screen position in a couple different places, and I just want to make sure we don't, because this was for our old background here, but now that we have the new background, we can kind of center this again. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, let's try this. Let's go over maybe to 400 pixels and let's see where that goes. Yeah, that's actually probably spot on, because we get the loot and we get mage. Oh, that looks so cool. How cool does that look when we're playing? Oh, that's epic, man. So there's Tashio and there's mage right here. That's so freaking cool. God, yeah, that's epic. Wow, that looks so freaking cool. So yeah, could not be happier with that art from Salto. Oh, so cool. Okay, so I think I like that 460 for the set position, so we'll just make sure our other ones are set there. And then I probably should just turn this to a global function, so we just change it once, but we don't change it very often, so probably why I haven't done that yet. We do it in 3 spots. Okay, so it should work here. If we go and die in a chasm, we should be able to see it. Oh, it looks so freaking cool seeing the art back there for this. Okay, so yeah, let's try testing dying in a chasm. Make sure the screen position is set. Nice. Sweet, sweet. Awesome. Oh, and then look at like the volcano. Here the volcano is like right lined up with the volcano in the background here, which is really cool. That's epic, man. Love it, love it. Okay, so we've got that. I might just commit this here before we talk about the rest of today. So let's do reset screen position or new stream art. Oh, it looks so freaking cool. All right, get pushed out. Okay, so we need to plan out. Yesterday we finished the scripting for the opening cinematic, right? So we have Tashio starting out knocked out, and then Mage coming over, rescuing him. It looks so cool. And then we've got this dialogue scripted here. And he says, meet me at the library when you're ready, and he walks out, and then we walk out and we fade to black. So we need to fade from black at the correct location. So there's a couple of things to think about with this, and it's mainly making sure that here's our whole map, right? So right now it's all placeholder stuff. So we kind of need to make sure that whatever level we start building this on, so like our game is pretty adaptable in the sense that we can update the tiles very easily, but what we can't do is like all the warp zones, all the NPCs insertions, all the idle insertions. So it's like if we start designing the level and we have to scoot Mage's castle or the whole starting area off, then we have to reposition all of those things, and it's going to be kind of sucky. So I kind of want to see if I can wrap my head around a location here before we start building out Mage's castle, making sure that our starting area makes sense in the layout, because I just don't want to have to undo a lot of the positioning we've done. So you can see that we've actually started to map this out, and like we have, so in the game we have 4 biomes. So we have the forest, we have the desert, we have the ice mountain, and we have the volcano. And I just got a great idea for the game. Yo, Rough Cookie, what up? Yo, Rough Cookie, check out the new official art for the game here. Did you see this? So our pal Salta Manga, who did our old artwork for the stream, has done some commissioned Tashio art. So here's what we're working with for some of the new assets for the game and for the Steam release for when we get the demo ready. So me and Salto have a bet. I'm getting the demo ready by April 1st, and he's penciling and coloring the first 14 pages of his manga by April 1st. And if neither of us finish, or if one of us doesn't finish, we owe the other lunch. And then if we both finish, then we get to just go celebrate and get some lunch. So that's our bet going on. So we've got a fire under the butt and ready to finish the demo. But today is going to be a short day because I've got a long day at work tomorrow, starting at 4 a.m. So we're basically going to do some planning today, and then probably tomorrow. Tomorrow is literally going to be like a probably 14-15 hour day with travel. So I'm hoping that doesn't zap it all out of me. Yo, Salto, did you see it? So I tweaked. Yo, thanks for hanging, Squinch. Yeah, thanks. Peace out. Good luck with the job stuff, man. I tweaked some of the corruption to try to have it dripping here. Like I don't know. I like it. I thought it looked cool. I did it on like an accident. I was just like dragging stuff in Photoshop, and then like I saw this under the title card, and I was like, actually that looks really sick. So the big blob of purple was too much, but I kind of got rid of the big blob and kind of overlaid some other drippy and I think it looks pretty sick. So I'm probably going to tweak it a little bit more, but yeah, man, thanks to you. It looks freaking awesome. So I couldn't be more stoked. It looks so freaking sick. And then the new stream cards are exporting. Well, not right now, but they're queued up to export. So starting tomorrow, I should have the new stream cards for the stream starting soon, or I'll be right back. So I'm using the gecko in the I'll be right back. So we'll be able to I'll be able to show that to you later. But dude, looks so freaking sick. Looks so sick. And then so I was showing Squinch here, like when we run the game, like look how cool it looks, because the characters are right here on the side. So we've got Mage here on the side, and we've got Tashio here on the side. It looks so freaking cool. And they give him the loot. Yeah. Dude, it looks so sick. I'm so stoked. And then get this, if we die, the title card here, if we choose to quit, then we get the volcano in the back, yeah? And it's like lined up right in the background where the volcano is. So it looks so freaking sick. Looks so sick, because then if we quit, the volcano's right there. So I could not be more thrilled with it. It looks so freaking cool. Yeah. And then for whatever reason, like I made one 1080 version and exported it, and it looked a little blurry. Then I made a 4K one and applied it to the desktop background, and it looked a lot clearer, which is like the monitor's only 1080, so I don't get why it looks better using a 4K, but whatever magic it is, it looks really good. So super stoked about it. We're gonna try to plan out some Mage's Castle location here in the overworld before I call it a night, because I got early work tomorrow. So it's gonna be a short stream. I'm probably just gonna do some planning here. So right now we have this kind of like high overlook, and I'm thinking that's where I want Mage's Castle, but like we scoot it down. So I think I'm gonna scoot Mage's Castle down here to the very bottom left, because we kind of have this generally mapped out. So here's the overworld. It's 100 scenes, right? A 10 by 10. And right now we have blue for the ice mountain, red for the volcano, and then desert over here with the sand, and then forest in the kind of outskirts here. So I think I want the forest to kind of be an extended kind of biome, in the sense that it might not reach all the way over here, but I think it should kind of go to this area, so the whole starting area kind of blends with the forest biome, and then the forest biome is kind of the entry point to the other biomes too. So the village isn't built in the middle of the biomes. It's kind of like you have to work your way at least a little bit through the forest to get to the other biomes. So I want to make sure that pathing is not boring or too long. So maybe we'll have like a little shortcut, even like if you go through one dungeon, you can pop out a little closer. So maybe we can do a little bit of finessing like that too, to do a little shortcut. But I think overall, I think this is okay for starting. The big thing is I don't want to misplace Mage's Castle, because then the whole starting area will be a little jacked up, so we don't really want to do that. So I think we're going to want Mage's Castle here in the very bottom left. So we start off in the very bottom left, and the game just expands upwards and to the right. I guess the other option is we have the Mage Castle right here, so that the game can expand downwards, because I guess if you're only going up and to the right, I guess that is a little boring. Crap, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I do maybe want to put it more in the middle, so that because spatially the player should kind of be like, what's north, like, oh, Ice Mountain is north, okay, well, what's west? Oh, forest is west. And then Northeast would be volcano. Okay, so I'm kind of selling myself on changing this a little bit. One other thing to keep in mind too for the level design is we have a tunic that's going to allow our character to swim. So along with that, you know, swimming will lock away maybe some bonus levels or something, because now thinking about it, it doesn't really make sense to have to swim to get to the desert, and it doesn't really make sense to have to swim to get to the volcano area. But part of the demo and part of the beginning of the game is the characters are going to be talking about how the mage kind of screwed up the area. Like mage left this place full of corruption. So the idea is that there's going to be like rivers of corruption kind of blocking off the greater parts of the game for the demo. So the end of the demo is going to be you get the loot, you play the tome, you play the tome, and you solve the riddle, play the tome in the right place, and do it correctly. Then it'll kind of soothe all the corruption in the opening area. So it'll go play a cinematic where the corrupted river gets cleansed into a normal river, and then it might reveal a bridge, right? So like the corruption was kind of oozing over the bridge that was there. So when you play the loot, it clears it. Now you see the bridge, and the bridge will lead you up to the ice mountain, and that's going to be like the end of the demo, where it's revealed to you that there's another place to explore. So maybe with that logic, we can have like the village is maybe there's like a bridge going up to the mountain, but there's no bridge going over to the desert because no one lives in the desert. So you'd have to maybe swim over there with your blue tunic unlock, and that kind of just like helps kind of direct the player before they get too hard of a level, sort of deal. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with the tunic, the blue tunic, so that you can swim and everything. I don't think I like swimming to the desert though. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm trying to think if it. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe there's like some chalice dungeons in the bottom left, and it's there by water, so you have to swim there. So it's kind of late game. So yeah, maybe that's what we do. So maybe we put our starting village generally in the middle, but a little closer to the bottom left, because what's to explore downwards and to the left is just going to be the late game area. Other than that, we're kind of trying to. It's like we don't want to force the player to do any one thing. Like I don't want it to be super linear, so I think I want the ability to go clear either the forest biome next or the ice mountain next, and then after that, it'll unlock the sand biome or the mountain biome or the volcano biome, depending on which one you cleared first. So forest, actually, you know what, like due to the story, for story purposes, the volcano kind of has to be last, actually. So if we have the forest, ice mountain, and desert biomes all available to the player at the same time, then they can start to go explore those areas and get the unique minerals that are in each biome, so that they can smelt a new element, which will help them ultimately prevail in the boss fights of each biome. So the forest has boars, which are weak to water, and the ice mountain has crows, which are weak to what? I have like even though they're ice, I have like an ice blast spell, and part of the thing is too, like the player's gonna hopefully have to experiment a little and see what is effective against what enemies. So flame spell that we start out with is effective against geckos and bats for the early level dungeons, and generic monsters. Like geckos are essentially our Goombas in this game. So if geckos are Goombas, then bats are Koopas. And then hammer bros are like boars, and Lakitu are like scorpions. And what else? What, Shy Guy? Shy Guy is the magma bats. Yeah, so then scorpions are weak to the reflect spell. So I'll have to plan out like what biome gets what element for farming, so that you can take it to the smelter, and there'll probably be a bit of overlap too, so that it's not just only one element in any biome, but just to encourage the player to explore a bit. And then maybe we have like a little timer reset for the elements, so they can't just farm it on screen by walking off and walking back on, but they have to either travel a certain amount of screens or a certain amount of time, and the elements come back for them. I don't want to make it too grindy. It's not going to be grindy, but it's going to be like you can't just go straight to the heart of the forest and beat the boar boss, because you need water. You need the water element, so you need sapphires from the dungeons throughout the entry level world, the starting zone. You're going to need to farm a couple of sapphires so that you can smelt your own sapphire, so that you can cast the water spell. So I think that's what's going to go down. And you know what? I'm kind of thinking the location we have for mage right now is pretty good. I think I want to scoot upwards. This part. So we're going to shift this over. This is going to be more over here. So that we can walk out and upwards. And out and upwards is going to lead us to a little a rickety bridge over the water that you have to go to in order to get to this first kind of this first village, I guess we can call it. So I'm kind of thinking either we scoot down this mage. Yeah, you know what? I think we scoot down. Okay, here we go. So if we scoot down the mage level, or the mage castle, to about here, right, but one scene below it, then we can have this kind of L shape end us up at like this screen right here. Since you can't walk left from this water zone, we can have the end game extra dungeon, like I guess I'll just call it the Chalice dungeon, over here. So this is the one you can do once you can swim, and it's locked by water, right? So it's like if you go right and down from the starting area, you'll run into a bunch of water that you can't interact with. So once you get the blue suit, the blue tunic, and it says you can swim now, hopefully their brain will go like, oh, I remember this thing towards the beginning where we were kind of surrounded by water down at the bottom, and then they can swim over here, do a little, maybe we add in a special water enemy that we don't have thought of yet, and then lead to a special dungeon down here. So I think I want to scoot this down one so we can have a rickety bridge up to the village one, and then we get a little creative with the level design, because we have access to warp zones, and warp zones are just where the overworld doesn't need to be adjacent to itself, but the warp zone right now is like warping us to this special dungeon over here, and then we have a warp zone going to our cinematic stages over here. So we kind of have a lot of room to play with, and we can always make this longer if we need more underworld zones. This is just an estimate of 200 scenes that we might need for the game. So that's kind of where we're sitting at. So I think I want to map out a little bit better of the overworld lay here, and Oh, wow. We have messed up a couple of things here. It's okay. So like as we change our master sheet, we just messed up rendering a couple things, but that's okay. We'll just kind of we're gonna move this down one. And then we need the pits. I mean, we're probably not going to have pits in front of Mage's house right away. So, I do want Mage to live in this like crazy tall tower. So you won't see the top of the tower when you walk out of it, but when you go up to walk up the rickety bridge, you'll see like the tall tower of it, kind of going to the next screen even, kind of showing how tall it is. So here in the ground level tile, we're gonna we can keep the water here. It's probably gonna actually need a lot more water, because this is our, this will become the Mage Castle. You'll walk out right here at the beginning of the game, and then there'll be like a little rope bridge that you walk up here, and then that leads you to the first village up here. So yeah, he's gonna have a crazy watchtower, and then we can put, I guess for right now, I don't want this too high, because like what's crazy is like he lives, if you look at the island, look how tall this thing is, and you don't even see the bottom of it. So the bottom of it will run into the water down here, and you can swim underneath and around. But this stuff I want for right now, let's just say that the bridge is right here. So there's water, and there's a rickety bridge. I think I want it one more even. No, I think we want to scoot it. I think we want to scoot all of this stuff down. Let's do that. Down and to the left, I think I want to do. Okay. Okay, so I want the bridge to be here on this third tile. So for right now, we don't have a bridge. I'll just put the signpost for now, or I mean, we can put anything. Let's put the log floor that we have for the yeah, we'll put this for now. So this is our rickety bridge placeholder. So yeah, like the mage's castle will kind of peek up above the water here. And I think at the beginning of the game, this water is going to be corrupted water until we play the lute and clear it. So we're going to need to make a purple water so that it can be corrupted at the beginning of the game. And the end of the demo is you cleansing it and unlocking a bridge to the next Ice Mountain biome or wherever you choose to go. Once you get the green tunic, you'll be able to push things and unlock other things like the pathway probably to the desert or the forest. So that's the kind of idea here. Now we kind of want like an edge grass piece right here. Yeah, we might need to make a new... These were like hedges. Yo, Leaf, what's up? Today is less programming, more kind of theorizing. So yeah, we're kind of just trying to plan out the layout for the first level for the demo here. So we're gonna walk out of the cinematic right here, and we walk up the bridge to get to the village, and then we'll extend the village. So this will probably go up one scene, and then we'll kind of like ease people into the village, and then we'll have to add maybe a different log cabin so that it's not all the same log cabin, and then get a little bit of variety in there. And then I don't know what else we kind of need in terms of a tile set, but we'll get to planning that too. Probably after we do the mage's castle design, we'll kind of see what kind of tiles we're gonna need for another layout. So I'm putting a bridge here as a placeholder. Now, for right now, we could go to the above ground level layer and make sure we don't have any non-usable things here. I need to put a pit. I want to put a pit right here out of Mage's tower here. But this is all gonna be testing. So let's make sure. I don't know how our above ground cabin got screwed up here, but we can do this again. Okay. Okay, so we're looking to just test this, and maybe we'll make purple. Maybe we'll make purple water today. Just to show, or just to have a visual thing that's different, and we can load our cinematic out to this screen. Even though the mage's building isn't there yet, we can at least load there as a sort of proof of concept. No, this is Sonic Pi music, Leaf. It's being ran right now, live. So this is something I put together, coded, and then it's just playing live right now. It's up on my GitHub if you want to check it out. Okay, I'm just putting some fence posts here so that you can't accidentally walk into the water from. Yeah, it's all code, man. Just so we can't walk into the water. And then, this is also dangerous. Well, actually, yeah, just that, because it's a scene transition. So we'll just have to make sure that the bridge goes down here. Yeah, well, dude, so I would say sonicpi.net. There's a great tutorial. So like, if you download Sonic Pi from sonicpi.net, there's a whole bunch of examples right here, and it shows you the code for how to have, you can run these and see what it sounds like, tweak the values, and kind of play around that way. So that's how I would recommend doing it. And then there's also another program called Tidal Cycles, which I'm really into. It's just like, I'd say it's got a different learning curve than Sonic Pi. Like, I think in a way it's a lot easier, but in a way it can be a lot more complicated. So like, you can get a lot cooler pattern-based sounds with Tidal Cycles in a lot fewer lines of code than Sonic Pi, but Sonic Pi might be the better place to start. Depending on like, I'd say if you do enough game dev and you're confident with like installing a couple different things and configuring a couple different things, then maybe just try Tidal Cycles first, because you can make some really cool stuff. And I just look up the dude who made Tidal Cycles, post a playlist of tutorial. If you follow that like the first like 7 episodes or something. That gives you a really good foundation for how it works. And if you're not afraid of installing it in like a 3-part process, Tidal Cycles makes really cool music very fast. So I'd say you might want to start there, or if you just want to dip your toes in tonight, just do Sonic Pi. How did this end up here? We got a stump right in the wrong spot. Okay. This is just placeholder stuff for the first level here, and then we'll make purple corrupted water and then call it a night, I think. Okay. I don't like how ugly these freaking vines are. This thing I drew. It's supposed to look like a hedge, like of water. No, Leaf. So I don't think it is, because I thought about that same thing. I wanted to kind of embed it into my game. So Sonic Pi uses Ruby and this thing called Super Collider. So Super Collider is like the synthesis engine, but and Tidal Cycles uses the same thing. So it's actually kind of the same thing under the hood, but Tidal Cycles is in Haskell, and Sonic Pi is in Ruby, but sound is very finicky for this sort of stuff. So like I'm amazed it does work like on its own, but trying to embed it or something, I don't think is very doable. And I've looked up on some posts about people trying to do it, and people said it was tough. So if the people who, like, I wouldn't say don't try it, but I think it's tough to kind of embed it into your own Godot game or anything like that. So it's just like the way audio, everyone's got different chips and drivers, and I think it's just really tough for that kind of stuff. So I would say look into it, but I think it's hard. Yeah, but dude, so Ruby is really not bad. Ruby's actually quite nice to use, so I would say definitely check it out. Yeah, well, if you start, honestly, just like start in Sonic Pi and just look at the examples and then just tweak the numbers. Like, you don't have to write your own functions or use anything that, like, you can just tweak the numbers that are already in there and kind of see what you like. And then you can check out my code too and see I think I've only got like 2 or 3 songs on my GitHub, but you can see what I've got so that you can see how something like what you're currently listening to is made, and then maybe try your own. So it's all up on my GitHub there. Okay, so we're gonna dump us right here for our game, and then we can walk up here. Now, water is already a collidable tile, so we can't walk into water, so we're kind of safe for this bridge. But thanks, Leaf. Thanks. Yeah, you can use my code as a starting point and just do whatever you want. You can use my code, I don't care. Yeah, just have fun making music, man. Okay. Yeah, and there's definitely, like, what's cool is I kind of built it out so like all the melody stuff uses the pentatonic scale, E minor pentatonic, so it doesn't, you can set it to play only specific notes from a specific chord so it doesn't sound dissonant. But like with Tidal Cycles, I definitely get that dissonance. But as you're learning, just build something that you like and then just recreate it, and it sounds good. So that's kind of what I would say. Okay, we're trying to just see if this new bridge level will load us in. So we kind of have to, yeah, this is a little scary because we're gonna overwrite our tile here, our master tiled. So before I save that, I'm just gonna export this as a global map. That's what our game is pulling. And then we should be able to just play our game and see the bridge already. Yeah, definitely. You're welcome, Leaf. Oh, mage right in the way. Okay, look at this. So we've got our bridge, and we can't walk through the water. So it's really nice that our game allows us that fast kind of development. So we still have a thing we can fall into here, but we're gonna say that mage's castle is right here, and it dumps us out right here for the first screen. So let's, if we can get the opening cinematic to dump us off right here, then we're in business, right? Like then I can just make purple chasms or purple water, and then we can maybe call it a night. Oh my gosh, I gotta wake up in like 4.5 hours. Oh no. No. Okay, let's try to this would be a 9-2 on the scene. Yeah, because it's 2 over and it's 1 up. Yeah, so 9-2 is where we need to dump the player. So if we look at our opening cinematic, we do this thing where we just set the current map here. So we need to do this upon the fade to black from our last castle step. So if we go to castle step 3, maybe we do a fade to black, right? So we say we're looking for the last castle step, right here, castle step 8. So castle step 8, the last thing we do is make our player walk downwards, and then we're doing I guess if our player gets to be smaller than, I guess greater than, because going downwards is a bigger number. If the player gets to be going bigger than something, we're fading to black. So bigger than the bottom of the screen, we're going to fade to black here. So right here, we say if the player is greater than the virtual height, then we're going to fade to black. And then we can either set a step 9 for our castle right here, or we can do, I kind of want to do something different. I kind of want to just say, like, pretend we move our player downwards through the fade to black. Then we're going to say, well, if our player's Y is greater than the virtual height plus 32, like by the time he gets 3 frames off screen, 3 tiles off screen, we're going to reinstantiate the current map to be not 1020, but 9, or no, what was it? 9-2? Is that right? Yeah, 9th row, yeah. Second from the bottom row, 2 columns over. I think that's right. So if we set our scene views row and column to be the mage castle spot, we'd also have to set our players X and Y to be whatever it is, wherever that was. We can look at it here. Let's, for right now, just say that it's tile size. Okay, so it looks like, down here. Okay, right here. So it looks like it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, if we walk out right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over, and 3 down. Okay, So we initialize our player's location, we set our current map, and then we need to stop becoming fade to black and start becoming fade from black. So fade to black gets false, and then fade from black gets true. Okay. And then I guess we just have to try it here. I should probably advance this so we don't have to wait so long. If it works though, then we don't have to wait so long. Like, because it's good. Let's see. So we fade to black. Oh shit, it didn't work. Oh no. Well, it almost worked, right? It took us to the right spot. The fade to black didn't quite trigger right. And he was rendering over the castle, the mage's castle level, which I really did not expect. Why did that break of all things? We might have just gone too... No, I like doing this. Yeah, doing this wouldn't change. Okay. Let's advance this so that it is faster for us to test, and then we'll see again if the mage, or if Tashio goes over or under the stairway when he walks out here. So, oh god. Well, maybe that's why something. You know, we really just need a why did this break? We should be doing the fade to black. So here, when our player... Oh. Yeah, okay. So, you know what? I don't think we can easily just turn these off to advance our switching better. And it's because we're triggering the fade to black based on a Tashio's location. And if Tashio doesn't move, because we skipped that part of the animation to speed it up, then it just doesn't trigger the right fade to black. So we kind of have to just wait. I do want to get better at doing this so that we can test the scripted events a little better. But this is my first time doing it, so I kind of still am figuring it out. The art looks so good. Okay, he still walks over the freaking... He still walks over the mage exit here, which should not be happening. Oh, and you know what? It's because we turned off our top level tile IDs when we exported our global map. That is a little embarrassing. We have to remember to make them visible when we export, because actually, like whether or not the eye is toggled on there changes if it actually exports those table IDs. So we kind of do have to do something. Okay, so this he should walk under the thing here, and it should fade to black. So I think we do need to just do... Oh my god, it didn't work again. Yo. Dude. Did we not? We exported it. We exported the global map. Okay, let's test. Let's test the top level tile IDs anywhere else, like right here. Yeah, it's working here. See how it's rendering above us. Okay. So let's just see if it works again. I don't know. I re-exported global map, so maybe I didn't actually hit save. I don't know. Yo, we've got, what is it? Just over 31 days. Dude, why does he not render over that thing? It's not even there. It's not even a top level tile. How did we accidentally delete that thing? Okay, if we draw it right here, now it's there as part of the top level tile ID. Okay, I don't get why that wasn't there. Okay, so let's assume that works, and then we'll test out the next step, which is we fade to black. Once we fade to black, once our castle step, look at this, once we're fading to black and we're down here, if our black opacity is equal to 255, then we're going to set our next step. And our next step is we have a castle step 8, so we're going to go castle step 9 here. I do want to do this based on a string next time instead of the booleans. Okay, so we're in a step 9 if we faded to black essentially. So in the castle step 9, we're gonna fade from black and also respawn us. So castle step 9, we can say step 9 right here. Else if castle step 9, then we want to, what is it? We want to fade from black, and then we don't want to, actually, yeah, we want to initialize our player's location and fade from black. Yeah, let's do that. So step 9, we're gonna no longer be fade to black, and we're gonna be fade from black. And we put our step 9 there. So if we don't do anything past this, I think we actually need to initialize a step 10 right after we initialize the new scene, so that we don't accidentally do this more than once. So I guess we would do it right here. We'd say castle step 9 gets false, and then we don't need a step 10 if the fade to black, fade from black works. So we might be okay there. We just want to make sure we don't accidentally reassign the scene view map or the player's location constantly, because then they'd be stuck. Okay, so we're hoping for it'll fade out and then hopefully it'll fade into where we're expecting to be, and hopefully that doorway's rendering above us now when Tashio's walking out here. So it should render over us. Nice. Fade to black. Oh my god, it did it. It did it. It did it. Except Tashio was stuck in his booty wiggle stage. Because he was in a player cinematic state. So we can also just initialize Tashio to be player idle state here. And then we might be okay. Yeah, I wish we can just say go to step 9, you know. But the thing is, Tashio's position is updated throughout the steps, so we can't just say go go to step 9 because it won't have current reference to Tashio's position. So I want to figure out how to do that better. Okay, so let's see. He walks out. We fade to the castle mages outside, and we're in idle, and we cannot move, and our thing is not updating. So we're actually still in the cinematic state here. So we actually need to shoot. Yeah, we haven't done this before yet. We haven't changed state from an opening cinematic to the play state. So it looks like our water is not rendering, and I don't know why that's the case, because it should all be rendering or updating. It's rendering, just not updating, because look right here, the water's updating, but when we got here from an opening cinematic, it didn't update like that. So we need to figure out why that's the case. And I know why it's the case. We're not pulling the animatable table for the new scene instantiation. So if we go to our animatables, we need to assign our animatables after we initialize the new row here in Castle Step 9. So after we get a new row, we're going to go into the opening cinematics animatables and insert the animation. That'll just take all the animatable functions and insert it into the cinematic for it to run. So I might let's see here, because we're not going to get the change back to play state here soon. Actually, we might actually be good if we set a little timer, and once the fade from black is over, just change character play state to true, or change the global play state, change the global state machine to play state, and then we probably would have movement. So there we go. We got our animatables working here. So let's just do one more step, right? So we're gonna say Castle Step 10, and all Castle Step 10 is gonna be is triggering the play state instead of the opening cinematic state. So we're gonna say, okay, well, if we'll do it, else if our Castle Step is 10, then we're gonna check our opacity, see if we fully faded in, and if our black opacity is double equals to 0, yeah, because this equality is looking for if our opacity is equal to 0, then we're gonna go to our global state machine and change that to play state, and hopefully after that we would have control over Tashio and be able to walk around. So hopefully that's the case. Once we change out of the cinematic or our global state machine, it should render the current scene view because we changed it globally. So play state should be what we need. Let's test it out. No, it does sound good. I didn't know what to freaking call it. I just called it animatables. Yeah, so the animatables are it's the first frame of every animating tile set. So all we have to do is draw the first frame of water, and our animatables table will handle updating and cycling through to animate them. But yeah, I would eat that cereal for sure. So he walks out, we fade to black, we fade in. Oh, what? Assertion failed. Is it not play state? Oh, I think it's play state camel case. It is. Yuck. Okay. Play state camel case, and then maybe it works. Like, there's nasty ass cereal, but then there's some tasty ass cereal. And that sounds like the tasty ass cereal. Okay, here we go, here we go. This is it. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Let's have player movement once we fade from black here. Oh, not quite. We got our Manus bar, but we are not checking input here somehow. Our animatables are working. Okay. What could be wrong? What could be wrong? We changed our play state. I saw it change. What could be limiting our player input here? Our player's in a player idle state, and a player idle state just listens for input, right? Let's see what we do in the opening cinematic and make sure we don't do anything weird. Like, I feel like we're missing one little thing here. Castle view. You know, because we're in order to remove the ability to move Tashio in a cinematic, we made a cinematic state for the player. So unless we did this wrong, this state to player idle, which I don't think we did because it didn't crash, right? Player state to player idle. I think that's right. If we go to our player states, I think player, okay, well, we have to see what we call it. So when we define it for our global player here, what do we call it? Player idle. Yeah, it's just like that. Player idle. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna figure this out tonight. I've got to get up in 4 hours for work, so we'll get this working tomorrow, but at least we got the fade to black loading to the new mage area. So the new mage castle area. So tomorrow we'll get this fixed, and we will add the purple water, and then we'll, depending, you know, I got a long day tomorrow, so depending on that, we might start designing the sprites for the outside of mage's castle here, and then we'll be well on our way to, you know, then we'll do Rickety Bridge, and then we'll do the beginning village area, and make sure, you know, mage isn't going to be there in demo. He's not. That's just a test, but we'll get it working, and then should be good. Demo is scheduled to be out April 1st. So ready or not, here we come. Yeah, it's going to be April 1st. No joke. Rough cookie. Yeah, no joke at all. It's gonna be ready. It may not be live on Steam, but that's gonna be the hard deadline for me to pump through it. So nice, Salto. Yeah, we got it. I'm a little worried about it, but it'll happen. So yeah. So the thing is, like, we have to have, you know, the opening area kind of done. We have to finish the dungeon design. We have to get the first tome. We have to be able to play the loot minigame with a success and fail condition. And then we have to trigger a final cinematic upon a successful loot condition on the correct scene. And then probably finalize or touch up some of the inventory artwork. And then also do some bug fixes for, like, the meditate state, because we can trigger that in cases we don't want to still. So, you know, overall bug fixes, maybe, yeah, there's a lot to do. So it is going to be a mad dash, but I think it's great timing. I think April 1st for sure it'll be done. Maybe not live on Steam, but we'll have it committed. We'll have a version of it built for Mac, Windows, and Linux, and it'll be built as a release on GitHub, and then I'll start the process of getting it on Steam as a demo, listed on Steam. So that's the goal here. Let's say that we added mage castle spawn after opening cinematic. Sweet. 103 insertions. I should have looked at what we changed. We didn't change that much, did we? Okay, git push. Oh, you know what it is? It's the global map for when we exported all the new tiles. So that's why it changed that many. It's from the global map, I'm sure. Okay, let's run the credits here and we will call it a night. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. It might be a little late tomorrow, depending on my day, but I'll be back tomorrow and we'll get the new sprites made and hopefully purple water tomorrow. Yo, thanks for hanging, Rough Cookie. I appreciate it. Great stream tonight, dude. That was epic. I loved it. It was awesome. So can't wait to tune in again. We'll find someone to raid out to here. We might, if Brightside is on, we might just raid him again. Yeah, he is. Of course he is. We'll raid out to him. He just launched his Steam demo today, so let's go over there and congratulate him. I'm sure he'll be happy to see us. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good night, y'all.
True.
We'd make 1,800. So then if we have to pay 500 for that, so then we'd make like 1,300.
That's not bad. That's not